Well, how do you do, buckaroos, and how the heck are you? It says I'm live. I don't think I'm Memorex, man. So anyway, I've got this is my last one, man. My last Goose Island Koi Wolf says dark IPA, not a black IPA. And if you look at this thing, it's nowhere near black, but it is dark. So I applaud them for calling it a dark IPA. I wish they just would have called it an India Dark. You know what I mean? IPA is India Pale Ale, so just call it an India Dark Ale. Well, Tom, the pale stands for malts used and not the color of the beer. Yes, I get that, but since this uses dark malts, it should be an IDA and not an IPA. Anyways, I've been tilting at that windmill for a long time, so I'm going to let that go at the moment. I actually had a couple of these last night. To be honest with you, I have to tell you that I liked it. As much as it pains me to say, I picked up this mix pack from Goose Island called the Employee Only Pack, and it's pretty good. I don't know that any of the beers are outstanding, but they're all pretty tasty, I gotta admit. Again, this is kind of what Goose Island does, though. I mean, they don't really get to outstanding. It's uniquely hopped with caramel, citrus, and pine. Yeah, it's very tasty. My only issue with the beer is, well, it doesn't quite get to outstanding. It's 5.8%, 42 IBUs. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't believe it's flawed in any way at all. But again, I mean, it doesn't quite get to outstanding. The point I'm trying to make, though, is that it could. If they took this to about 6.5%, 60 IBUs, I believe they could have got it to outstanding. Because what they've got here is right. It just should be a little bit bigger. The flavor should be bigger and bolder. The aroma should be bigger and bolder. The mouthfeel should be just a little bit more. Everything should be just a little bit more. But having said that, I have to admit, after having two yesterday, I did enjoy it. But had they dared to get out of the box a little bit instead of just being a run-of-the-mill dark IPA, yeah, I mean, you know, I really think they could have made this beer something special. Uniquely hopped, notes of caramel, citrus, and pine. Yes, you do feel a lot of caramel. Citrus, yeah, you might find some orange, some grapefruit. I feel a lot of pine, though. I really do. A lot of juniper-like notes. A lot of herbal notes, for sure. The mouth feels adequate, but again, the body feels just a tad light to me. But not enough for me to hate it, you know. I mean, I don't hate the beer. It's good. It really is a good beer. But I mean, if they put just a little bit more, gave it just a little bit more attention, it could have been a great beer. As it stands, it's a good one. If this was in 6-packs as a standalone beer, would I buy it? Let's ask that question. Possibly, depending on the price, to be honest with you. At $7.97 a 6-pack, I would probably buy it. At $8.98 a 6-pack, at $9.99, most likely not. At $9.99, no way in hell. $8.98, maybe. $7.97 without a doubt. It's an $8 a 6-pack beer, as it is. But again, once again, having said all of that, I mean, it is well balanced. The flavors are there. It's well put together. So I'm trying to make that point that I don't believe it's flawed, but I believe it comes this close to really being an outstanding beer, and it just falls about that much short. Because quite frankly, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, I doubt if I'm going to remember it. But right now, it is a darn tasty beer. And I think, but then again, for me anyway, my personal opinion is that's what Goose Island does. And I've leveled the same criticism at Sam Adams and other breweries that just want to sell mass-produced beers rather than make great ones. Because the problem with swinging for the fences is sometimes you're going to strike out, man. And you have craft breweries out there that are willing to swing for the fence and willing to strike out. Sometimes it is a swing and a miss, man. That's just the way it goes. That's why there are certain breweries that I really like, because not everything works, but I applaud their effort. You know, as long as most of the stuff is, gets close to the fence, if not over the fence. Oh. But it's not bad. Again, it's just, I mean, the flavors are there. It just feels a little bit lighter than I personally like the style to be. But, you know, that's just me. This doesn't quite get to dark IPA, you know what I mean? It feels like more dark APA, you know? Statistically and flavor-wise, it doesn't quite get all the way up there, you know? There are beers out there like the Piney River Mass Bandit that, you know, that get up there for me. Oh. Biscuits and gravy, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'm using the Beer Whisperer glass that my daughter made for me a couple Christmases ago. I'm trying to get her to design me a logo, man. But she is very creative, but sometimes she has a couple kids, doesn't always have the time, or sometimes she doubts her own creativity. But she has skills. Oh. Oh. See if I can get the rest of this beer in the glass now. Oh, biscuits and gravy. Oh. Hold on a second. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. That happens, man. That's how you know you got a good one, Martha. I tell you what. Anyways, help, Martha. Martha, grab me an answers, will you? Martha, get to my lantern. I digress. Get to my lantern. Anyway. Oh, biscuits. No, actually, I mean, it is dark, but it's closer to brown than black, with a slight ruby hues, in my opinion. You do get some light caramel. I certainly feel some pine. You're going to feel some citrus. You expect to feel more grapefruit than orange, but I am feeling a lot of orange. The body's just a little bit lighter than I personally like. You know what I mean? For the style. For the style, I believe the body's a little bit light. But, you know. Again, having said that, it is a rather enjoyable beer. Maybe it's a summer dark IPA. Again, it just feels like more dark APA than dark IPA, if that makes sense to send me out there. Just the flavors are there, but they're not there. You know what I mean? So anyways, hey, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. This glass is one of those that my dad had. They were, I found an unopened box that my dad had from probably, I don't know, 1962 maybe. So these glasses themselves are very old. He used these at his beer bar. Because they look like big glasses. They do, but they only hold 10 ounces, man. And if you fill it to here with about an inch head, you're really only giving them about an 8-ounce pour. But people didn't realize that back then, man. You just think you're getting a great big glass. It is rather deceptive. So, but anyway, a couple years ago, I gave one to my daughter. She wanted a glass and didn't say why, so I gave her one, and this was my Christmas present. She engraved Beer Whisperer on it. I was rather impressed with it. She's got some skills, man. I love that kid. So anyway, she does. She really does. She's got some great skills, I tell you what. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, BeerVangelist. Prolific beer drinker, Purveyor of Wisdom, man. Oh, biscuits. All right, good guy. You all have a good one.